Prince Harry's desperate bid to return to the UK. Prince Harry's life has been a whirlwind of change and upheaval over the past decade. Once the beloved, mischievous young royal, Harry has now found himself caught in a tug-of-war between his past in the UK and his present in the US with his wife Meghan Markle. According to royal commentators, the prince is reportedly desperate to return to his homeland, longing for the familiarity and comfort of his old friends and haunts in Britain. Meanwhile, Meghan appears ready to leave that chapter of their lives firmly in the past. But before we continue, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for updates. Harry really misses his old life and friends in the UK, says entertainment journalist Bianca Smith. He longs for that sense of belonging and community that he had when he was still a working royal. But Meghan is frustrated because she feels they've moved on and built a new life in America. Indeed, Harry's social circle has shifted dramatically since he and Meghan stepped back from their royal duties in 2020 and relocated to California. Many of his closest friends, like old army buddies and polo-playing pals, remain in Britain, and the prince has struggled to replicate that same sense of camaraderie and support on the other side of the Atlantic. Harry's friendships have really suffered since he left the UK, adds Smith. A lot of his old friends felt hurt and betrayed when he and Meghan quit the royal family. It's been hard for him to maintain those connections from so far away. In a desperate bid to reconnect with his past life, Harry has reportedly been reaching out to family members like Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, Countess of Wessex. The prince may see them as a potential bridge back to the royal fold, but that path is not without its complications. There is a long-standing conflict between Sophie and Meghan, dating back to the Duchess of Sussex's acrimonious departure from the monarchy. Sophie, in particular, is said to harbor resentment towards Meghan and is unlikely to welcome her back with open arms. Harry is really trying to get Edward and Sophie on his side, hoping they can help him rebuild those royal relationships, explains Smith. But Sophie has been one of Meghan's harshest critics, and she's not going to make it easy for Harry to reconnect with the family. Even if Harry were able to mend fences with his cousin Edward, any hopes of reclaiming a physical foothold in the UK appear to be dashed. The Earl of Wessex, who has up to 120 rooms at his disposal between his various royal residences, has firmly told Harry that he won't be able to rent or borrow any of that space. Harry would love to have some kind of London base, maybe even on royal grounds, but that's just not going to happen, says Smith. The family has made it clear they're not willing to accommodate him and Meghan in that way. With the royal doors firmly closed, Harry must confront the harsh reality that his old life is truly behind him. The prince may long for the comforts of his past, but the path forward lies in embracing his new American existence, something Meghan appears more ready to do. Meghan has moved on. She's built a life in the US and is focused on the future, not the past, explains Smith. Harry, on the other hand, is still struggling with that transition. He's torn between two worlds, and it's causing a lot of tension in their marriage. As the Sussexes navigate this complex, emotional landscape, the rest of the royal family appears to be thriving without them. The monarch and her heirs have carried on, cementing their position on the global stage and maintaining the traditions that Harry once cherished. The royals are doing just fine without Harry and Meghan, says Smith. They've managed to weather the storm and emerge stronger than ever. Harry may want to come back, but the truth is, they don't really need him anymore. It remains to be seen whether Harry will ever find a way to reconcile his past and present, or if he will be forced to let go of his dreams of returning to the UK. For now, the prince seems caught in a cruel limbo, longing for a life he can no longer have.